So why are you conscious? I mean, really think about it. It is one of the biggest, most profound questions in all of science. We're not talking about how your brain physically creates consciousness, but what's it actually for? Today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating theory that might just flip your entire understanding of your own mind on its head.
You know, in the field, they call this the functional question. It's not about the nuts and bolts, the wiring in our skulls. It's about the why. After all, evolution doesn't usually hang on to features that aren't useful for survival. So what on earth is the advantage of having this rich, complex inner world?
So yeah, why do we have this little movie constantly playing inside our heads? Why aren't we just incredibly complex, unthinking machines like biological robots? Well, the answer might be hiding in plain sight, in the way we connect with each other. And that leads us to this incredible theory. What if consciousness isn't just for you? What if it's a kind of social superpower, one that evolved specifically to help us understand, connect, and coordinate with other people?
Okay, so the key idea here is something called social coordination. This is the core function, the whole point. The theory proposes that our shared conscious awareness is basically the engine that lets us interact, cooperate, and build the kind of complex societies we have today.
I love this analogy. Think about it. Imagine two people trying to use the same computer, but there's no monitor. It's just chaos, right? Well, in this view, consciousness is that shared screen. It's like a common operating dashboard that lets us see what's going on in each other's heads, so we can anticipate what someone might do next and work together without constantly bumping into each other.
Okay, so this shared screen idea sounds pretty cool, but how does it actually work? What's the machinery inside our heads that powers this social superpower? Well, let's break it down. It seems to be a three-step process. First, on a basic level, we have mental states. You know, beliefs, wants, intentions. But the really crucial leap, what some researchers call metamental consciousness, is step 2. We actually understand the concept of having a mental state. And that's what unlocks step 3, realizing that not only do we have them, but so does everybody else. That's the game changer. And there's a great word for this: intersubjectivity. You can think of it as a bridge. It's the vital link connecting your own self-awareness, knowing your own mind, to your ability to understand that other people have minds too. It seems like one can't exist without the other.
Which, of course, leads us to a classic, mind-bending chicken and egg problem that philosophers and scientists have been arguing about for ages. What came first? Did we figure out our own minds and then apply that knowledge to others? Or did it happen the other way around? So you've got two major camps here. The self-awareness first view says we use our own mind as the blueprint. We figure, okay, when I feel this way, I do that. So when I see you do that, you must be feeling that way. But the other awareness first view completely flips that. It suggests we actually learn to read other people first through social cues, and only then do we turn that skill inward to understand ourselves. Now, this isn't just some abstract philosophical debate. The idea of a social consciousness is being actively tested right now in all sorts of fields, from artificial intelligence to social modeling. So let's see how it actually plays out. Researchers are literally building computer models to see what happens when you dial up or dial down this social consciousness. They're using it to help AI agents work together on complex tasks, to simulate how public awareness can stop a disease from spreading, and even to understand these really complex shifts in moral judgments. Okay, take disease spread. This is a perfect real-world example. The models are crystal clear. When public awareness about a disease is low, you get a massive outbreak. But as soon as you boost that shared awareness, through news, public service announcements, the outbreak gets controlled, and fast. Our collective consciousness literally becomes a tool for public health.
And this is where it gets really fascinating, the results aren't always what you'd expect. Sure, giving AI agents more social awareness helps them cooperate. But in models of human economics, increasing moral awareness can actually push people's judgments to become more polarized. It seems that when we're made more aware of our moral differences, we don't meet in the middle. We often double down on what we already believe.
So what in the world does all of this mean for you, for your own mind right now? Well, it suggests that your inner monologue, that private voice in your head, is actually fundamentally social. It's almost like you have a little social network running inside you 24/7.
So here's the big takeaway. Your private consciousness might not be so private after all. Its main purpose might not be for you to sit alone in a room and ponder the meaning of life. Instead, think of it as a powerful, practical toolkit, shaped by millions of years of evolution to help you connect, communicate, and just plain thrive in a world filled with other minds. Which leaves us with one final, pretty wild question to chew on. What if the most private, intimate thing about you, your own consciousness, was actually built from the ground up to be put on public display? Thanks for diving into this with me.